Hey there, everybody. This is Ken with Covenant Gaming, and today we've got something a little bit special in store. We're not going to be doing any deliveries today, and we are only going to be looking at one town, one city. And that city is Bern, Switzerland. The reason we are going to be spending time here is because there is a somewhat extensive, but certainly very interesting hidden road network that goes through Bern. And through that, we are going to see a lot of the old city. There's going to be a lot of interesting buildings, a lot of cool stuff to see, a lot of history to talk about. So I thought I would do a single episode just looking at the hidden road in Bern and talking a bit about all the different things there are to see. So we are going to jump in the truck and we're going to get started. So I am first going to show you on the map where I am so that anyone who's interested is going to be able to come and see this for themselves. So let's pull up the map and you'll see I am in Bern, Switzerland right here. And let's scroll in and you'll see there's a drop-off point right here. This worked out to be pretty fortunate. I wasn't exactly sure where this started. So I just picked up a delivery bringing me here, and this is where it dropped off. And the very beginning of the hidden road just kind of popped up because I drove past the entrance, and there it was. So this is where we are going to be going in. So let's go ahead and get moving. So real quick, I'm going to talk about a couple of things at the beginning before we get into talking about the city. First things first. Last episode, I was asking people about their opinions on whether I should be putting more driving in the videos, what people thought about my chit chat, just general questions about what you like and what you don't like. And there was a bit of a consensus on that. Everybody likes the chit chat, so I was kind of happy about that. And sometimes I think I ramble a bit, and so I'm never really sure how entertaining my rambling is. In my head, it seems entertaining, but you never really know. So it's nice to hear people are enjoying that. I did get a comment from Robert who suggested leaving in more of the driving. I always edit out everything where I'm not speaking. He talked about leaving it in and maybe doing some time lapses or things like that. I did think that the time lapse idea was a really cool one. I like time lapses. So putting in some time lapses, maybe with some music in the background or whatever, that's potentially pretty interesting. So I think I might fiddle around with that a little bit. Maybe even, oops, I drove through a red light. Well, whatever. Maybe even in this episode, there's probably going to be a little chunk of driving while I get over to a photo op that's over on the other side of town. So maybe I'll experiment with that. You guys let me know what you think about it. Sword was also asking me about my computer, the PC that I run on. Now, the specs for this PC are in the description of the videos. I always just have a standard blurb at the bottom of the description. And the PC stuff is in there. Now, I am not a hardware person. I understand hardware enough to know what's good and what's not, but I'm not gonna build my own computer. I'm a software guy. How did that turn into a red light violation? Look, once again, look how far back I am. Look at that. That is a red light violation. That is robbery. So I'm not building my own PC. So I just went to Best Buy, and because they had what was a pretty decent PC on sale, so I just picked that up. It's an Asus ROG Republica Gamer pre-built desktop. It's got really good RAM. It's got a really good, not top of the line, but only a couple generations back video card. This thing is more powerful than I need for what I'm going to do, which is simulation games and the video editing. So it's a great machine for what I'm trying to do. It cost me about $1,000, give or take. Maybe $1,200. I can't remember exactly what I paid, but it wasn't that much. I know that. And yeah, that's about as much as I could say about the PC. Again, I don't know about hardware. Let's check this out. This looked like it went around in a little bit of a circle, and we can uncover this. Yeah, we got an alley right there, and this goes around here. Very nice. Yeah. So the other bit that I wanted to talk about is Thursday videos. So I do 2 videos a week, and I'm going to continue to do that schedule. I think I've been keeping up with that pretty well, but I have been thinking about picking up a different game to play for Thursdays. So Euro Truck one day a week and something else another day of the week. A few weeks back, I did an American Truck Simulator episode on a Thursday. Video didn't do real good. I'm sure I could build up viewership on those if I keep doing. But honestly, I kind of want to break up and do something other than the truck diving games. I want to do something a little bit different. So this Thursday, I'm actually going to be doing a video on Farming Simulator 2022. And the reason for that is because farming is actually something that is also an interest to me. I actually grew up on a small farm, and my brother, before he retired, was an actual farmer. He owned 3 really, really large pig farms in North Carolina, which is one of the larger southern states in the United States. And he was very successful at it. So farming is an interesting thing. I'm going to stop right here because there's a viewpoint in front of me, and I'm just going to finish this off before we get into looking at the town proper. So that's been an interest of mine. So I have played a little bit of Farming Simulator in the past, not a lot, so I don't really know much about it, how to play it, or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film an episode on Thursday, which is basically going to involve me going into the game and going through the tutorial and just kind of messing around a little bit for one episode. And the point would be to see if it's something I want to make a series of. I'm hoping, A, it's going to be fun. The game needs to be fun for me in order to do it. This is primarily fun. So, and B, I have to make sure that it's something that I can talk about and make interesting episodes out of. If the episodes become just me sitting there farming and not saying anything and there's nothing interesting to talk about, then that's not going to work either, because who wants to watch that? Nobody. So we're going to start with an episode on Thursday. And if it seems fun, if it seems interesting, then I will start a brand new game from scratch because they have a couple different modes. You have your starting farmer mode where they give you some basic stuff. And then they have like a management mode where they just give you money and you buy your own stuff at the beginning. So I will probably, if I enjoy it, I will start up a new game in the management mode, and we will be off to the races. But I haven't made a decision on that yet. But we will be doing that on Thursday, though. Hopefully you guys will all tune in, and hopefully it will be enjoyable to you, and you will like that just as much as the Euro Truck Simulator episodes, because I don't want to lose my existing audience by switching to a game that you guys don't like. So let me know what you think about that idea in the comments. All right, so we are now up to a hidden viewpoint, which is I'm going to assume it gives me a view of Old City. So let's take it this Bern Old Town, not Old City, Old Town. So let's see. We've got what looks like something right there on the left, and I think I know what that is. I definitely know what this is. I'm recognizing several. When I was looking everything up on the wiki page about this, I looked at a bunch of pictures of, oh, look at that. Is that a bear? That was a bear. And there is another bear, not a real one. Yeah, I was looking at pictures of the different buildings so that I could hopefully recognize them as we're going through here. And I'm already seeing several things that I made note of when I went through there. So we are going to definitely have stuff to talk about. Recognize this bridge. I recognize that church. That bear was kind of interesting. I'm going to take a look at that in a minute. What else we got here? We've got lots of flags. And it looks like one of those flags has a bear on it. So bears have a significance. I did read something about bears, but I didn't read too much about it. So maybe I should have read a little bit more, because evidently they're really important. There's bear flags, which I do not know the significance of. And people at a little bistro having some food, maybe coffee. And this might wrap it up. Is that the end of it? It's at the end. Yes, this is the end. All right, so as I said, since we're digging into this town, we're going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to be, instead of just staying in the truck, I'm actually going to pop out into the developer camera several times in order to show the different things that that I've seen here. All right, so the first thing we'll talk about is this bridge that we are getting ready to cross over onto. So the name of this bridge is Untertor Brücke, which that's a murder in that one. That basically translates to Lower Gate Bridge. This is the oldest bridge in Bern. That is quite nice. Let's do a little sail around here. If we see some weird graphical stuff happening as I whip around in here, I apologize for that. This is beautiful. This would be a really nice walk. We got a smaller bridge over here. This looks like it's just a footbridge. No, there's some roads around there. You can drive around. Yeah, you can drive around here. This actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Quebec City. This old architecture. That's fantastic. Yeah. So, all right. So this is Lower Gate Bridge. Now, right over here, this is called the Nideg Church. And this was originally a castle, different building. It was a castle built in 1190 and destroyed in 1268 by the citizens of Bern. So I'm going to assume that whoever was living in that castle wasn't very popular. And so they probably killed the guy in the process. I don't know. But then they built a church tower on it in the ruins, and then built out a church around that in the 1400s, and finished up in the right in the early 1500s is when it was finished. So this is the Nideg Church, which is pretty beautiful looking. And now over around here, I saw something, and no, it wasn't here. During the cutscene, I saw a bear, and it looked like it was over here somewhere, but I don't see it now. So I'm going to drive around a little bit and see if I can find the bear. But the bear, I was reading about something called like the Bear Arena or something like that that's in this area. And I don't really know much about that, but literally, I guess there are bears there, but they kept the animals there and in olden times. And if there's a bear in there now, then maybe they still do. But I got to try and find that because I don't see it around here. But it was up at the beginning of the film. And there was also a bear on one of these wires as well. Like a little metal bear thingy hanging from here. So we're going to be on the lookout for that little bear so we can see if we can buy it. In the meantime, let's go ahead and move forward into the city proper. And drive across this bridge, and we're all going to be on the lookout for a bear because it looked pretty... I feel like I'm going to recognize it by looking up at these wires. And it seems like something that can be easily missed. So hopefully we will see it. Is it there? Is that it? That's it. There it is. Oh, all right. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. All right, let's get out of here and look at this. Look at this. There is 2 bears in here. Jeez Louise, are those really normally in here? I gotta say, I read about a bear arena. I feel like in real life, there are not bears in here, unless they keep them in here and it's like a zoo. That's possible. All right, I'm going to look up what the significance of this is, and I'm going to throw it up on the screen. Yep, we got the little bear thing here. This building in itself, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty great. Very cool. Yeah, see, I'm already happy with this. I recognize that building in the distance, but we're gonna get to that later. We'll come around to there. All right, that's great. All right. So we found the bears. That was definitely easier than I thought it was going to be. And let's go ahead and move forward and see what we have over here. Now, right there, skyline. We've got, there's two buildings over there I recognize. So let's get forward a little bit, and then we're going to go zip over there, and we're going to talk about those two buildings right there. So let's go ahead and stop, and let's pop out again, and let's talk about these two things over here. That right there. This is the Munster. It's basically a big cathedral, big church. And this right here is the bell tower right here is the tallest bell tower in Switzerland. This is a Gothic style cathedral, as you can see from, you got all these, let me slow that camera down a little bit. These are all these flying buttresses right here. Anyone who is a Assassin's Creed fan will probably recognize churches like this, because for all I know, we've never been in Switzerland, but I mean, I have climbed churches that looked exactly like this in Assassin's Creed, and I've stood right up on top of here, and usually it would be some kind of a viewpoint. That's pretty great. And all right, over there, we have another building there, and let me see what else we have. Let's zip over here next. This is... Wait, is that what we already did? Yeah, that's the one we already did. Never mind. We did that building already. And, oh, here's one right here. Look at that. This is... I don't know what this is. This actually looks a little more modern. That's definitely modern. But let's... I don't know what this is, and it doesn't look familiar at all. So I'm gonna look this up. It does look old. It's got that green, this old green dome looking thing, and we're gonna take a look at another building that's it was built probably around the same time as this. We'll look up what this is offline, and I'll throw it into the video. And now there's one other building I want to look at, which is, where is it? Where are you? Zip over. There it is, right there. This is Parliament, which is the seat of government for Switzerland, or for this area, at least for Bern. This is the original Parliament buildings, and these are still in use today. So these are quite nice looking. Let's get these things like to pop in and out. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 buildings, maybe all these ones around here too, that are all part of Parliament. There's quite a few numbers of them. But I like this dome here. I live in Providence, Rhode Island, and this green dome type of thing, we have a dome that's very similar. It's not green like this, but it has a greenish hue. And it sort of has a similar feel to this. This is probably, it's a very old building. And so I'm going to guess that this sort of architecture was the inspiration for our own Capitol building. All right, let's pop back into the truck. There's one other, or two other bits that I read about that I was hoping to see. One of them I definitely didn't see. There's a building called the Zitkigi, which translates as time bell, and it's a big medieval clock, and I was hoping that would be there because I guess that clock, it has a whole bunch of puppets, little mechanical puppets that are part of it, and they all animate when the clock strikes whatever. And so that sounded pretty cool. I was hoping to see that, but no, I didn't see that building anywhere. So that one's a no-go. The other thing was that there's over 100 fountains sit in Bern, and several of those fountains are like statues. They're like small statues of various important figures and important people and things like that. and I was hoping to see those, but I did not notice any statues there. Maybe they were too small. While I'm editing, I'll take a look and see if I see any. If so, you have already seen them yourself because I would have put an arrow to it. Otherwise, I'll throw up some pictures of those statues right now. I thought they looked kind of cool. So we'll see if they're there or not. Otherwise, look at that. Hold on. I'm following this cable car. I love cable cars. And, oh yeah, see, that thing's really slick looking. We need to get around to the other side of Bern so that we can take a look at a photo opportunity. And it is a one-way street. There's no way to get over there without driving around in a big loop. So I'm going to pull out here, and this may actually be an opportunity for one of those time lapses that Robert was mentioning. So instead of just editing here and pause and coming back when I'm ready to chit chat again, I think I am going to, once this light goes green, I think I'm going to go ahead and time lapse, put a little bit of music in the background, and we'll see what you guys think. Otherwise, I will talk to you once we get to the other side of Bern for a photo opportunity. See you soon. And we are back from the time lapse. Y'all let me know what you think about that. YouTube does let me know when people are skipping over big parts of the video. So if everybody hates it, it's going to be really apparent. All right. So here's the photo opportunity. I'm going to pop that out. And it is the Zentrum Polkli, which I do not know what this is. Let's go ahead and take a photo of that. This is obviously much more modern than, let's go ahead and actually stop and take a look at this too. This is obviously much more modern than what we've been looking at. I don't know what this is. This is, they're buried buildings. There's 3 of them. And I don't know the purpose. So I'm going to definitely look this up. And right now you're probably watching all kinds of little messages on the screen talking about what this is, but it's really cool looking. It actually, the roof line is just one roof line, 3 buildings with a little walkway in between them, but they go into the ground. It looks like some kind of bunker or something. I don't know. It's pretty cool looking though. So I'm interested in learning what this thing is. So let's go ahead and pop back in, and we're going to come around, and we got our question mark right up ahead of us that we're going to uncover, which the other question mark was a recruitment agent. So this is going to be a truck dealer. And then we will have done a full circle of the city of Bern and pretty much explored everything there is to see here. Let's go ahead and see what we've got. It is a man truck dealer. I guess it is. Very nice. And let's pull forward once again to here. And let's follow that cable car. I love cable cars. So this is very fun following this. I love trains too. Actually, as a little bit of an aside, we'll pull over here and then we'll pull into that recruitment agency. When I was thinking about other simulator games that I might want to play, I did consider like Train Simulator, because I love trains. I love train rides. I love being on them and all that. I love the scenery. I love everything about them. The only reason I didn't do that is because train simulator games are kind of, unless you really like driving the train, are kind of boring. I'm not quite sure how I would be able to make an episode that was interesting to people And I think that I would get bored anyway because, you know, you're on rails literally. So I don't think, as much as I like driving trains, I don't think a train driving simulator series would be very fun for me or very fun for you. So yeah, so we're not doing that. Like I said, next Thursday, farming simulator. But let's go ahead and wrap this episode up. I think that was pretty interesting. I think we saw a lot of cool stuff. I'd like to know what you all think in the comments about these little town retrospectives like this. Maybe I'm hoping there's other towns like this where they have a lot of architecture that's old and these hidden roads and things like that. So hopefully we can do this again. I thought it was really fun. You let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the new episode on Thursday of Farming Simulator. Like I said, I'm hoping you guys will all tune in and watch it. I don't know what your interest is in Farming Simulator, but I'm going to enjoy it, and I hope you will too. Other than that, as always, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, leave a comment, hit the little notification bell, the whole kit and caboodle. All that stuff helps a channel my size to get recognized by YouTube and get picked up and sent out to more people. So until next video, this is Ken saying, see you later.